comes a new challenger.
They're all fired up. We're almost underway.
Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Checking their opponent. Both fighters are pretty much unscathed. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Lots of aggression from both sides. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Steps in for the throw. Throws them to negate the block. Goes for the drive rush there. Turns it up a notch. KO. Player one takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Looks like they want to establish a rhythm with their ground game and fireballs. Hazanshu threw him off with the overhead. Turns the drive gauge. Barely blocks the jump in. Blocking a jump in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. The engagement here will have a huge effect on the rest of the match. Jumps in. Smart play with the throw. Clutch anti-air. Life lead is there, but KO! We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Blocking up. They were right to be on guard there. Breaks the block with a throw. Cross-up attack. Connects with the throw. That throw will do some good damage. Oh my god, they just jumped it up! Drive rush! SBK hits! Back dashes for space! Close range, were they looking to connect with an overdrive art from this situation? Somehow manages to block the... Ooh, what a smart throw! Getting it all on the drive rush! Carries them all the way to the corner in one go! A real test of nerves here! I called it! Are you kidding me? Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us.
Here comes a new challenger.
What are we going to see transpire between these fighters? No one knows, but this is going to be a must-see match. Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Blocks the jump in. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Lots of aggression from both sides. Tons of drive and help to work with. It'll be interesting to see how both players utilize their drive gauge to dictate the terms of the match. Uses the fireball to try and establish their pace. Checking to see how the opponent reacts to long-range fireballs. This is a clear sign that they're testing their opponent's knowledge and game plan. Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with fireball. Player 1 chases them down, picks up the win with the counter hit. Looked like they were baiting their opponent into making a mistake. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Player 1 kept their drive gauge topped off through that round and still took the win. Guess they didn't need it. Oh, easy tech. That tech's what you get when both sides go in on the throw. They gotta be careful here because a full drive springs forward with the drive rush. The properties that attacks get from a drive rush make them a great tool for creating chances like that. Fires off a whirlwind. Uses the fireball to try and get a reaction. Fires without warning. Breaks the block with a throw. Knockdown and rushes that off and keeps going. Plenty of time left for some drums. Starts the foot with Arabian Cycle. What'll happen? All the throw connects. Player 1 activates the star to get some help on the field. Player back not gonna hit. Life lead is dashes up, sneaks in the throw. Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Reacts to the throw. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Throws them to negate the block. Player T pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move or you're going to eat tons of damage. Checking how their opponent reacts to fireball. All right. Trying to figure out who will make the first move here. Throws a fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning strat. Parries the projectile. Player 2 needs to deal with this burnout. Start the push with Arabian Cyclone. Player 2 has completely used all of their drive gauge, but they still have enough life left to take the round if they play smart. Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. Ooh, there's a side switch. This could be big. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. The star is active. Here comes the root and KO! Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Sticks the jump in. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that open, and then jumping in. Goes with the safe stuff with that target. Knockdown and... Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. G-right kick for a mix-up. Lands the back throw. Time to go to work. Hits them with a stop and block. We have super arts on deck. There's still a chance to turn this around. They're back to... Oh, huge tank. Finishes things off with authority with that big punish counter. That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins matches.
Here comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are ready to lay it all on the line.
Round 1.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Checks with the projectile. They knew that throw was coming. Brushes off the throw. Okay, we're in the early stages of the round. Both fighters have plenty of health. Where's this match gonna go? Player 1 in that dangerous burnout state. They need to hold out. Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. The jump-in is denied. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Huge opportunity here with no way to backdash out of danger. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Player 1 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. Feeling out the spacing. Good parry here to try and make something happen. Heading into the end game now. What a finish. Great meat on the life gauge there. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Jumps in. Decides to meet them in the air. Smart play there to go for the air to air. Even if it can't lead to a combo, it's low risk but effective. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. The winner will be the one who manages it best. Oh, what's this? There's the impact. Not letting that go unpunished. Their will to win is really being tested here. Medium kick. Experiencing burnout. A quick breather. Player 1 will look Brozo. How long can this offensive assault continue? Just goes for it at this range. Closing it out with a super art finish. Nice and clean. Taking no prisoners. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. They choose to run it back. Let's get right to it. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move, or you're gonna eat tons of damage. Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with fireball. Throws out the fireball to check him. Player 1 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Knockdown. Changes the pace with an air-to-air. Checks him with a projectile. Awesome! Does a good job of pushing back. Player 2 has depleted their drive, but they are still within range to win this round. They need to rely on their instincts here. Sandblast! Gets tagged by the fireball. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Looks like they want to put a new spin on things with that fireball. Got their eye on the air. Parries the projectile. It's not easy to parry projectiles in the heat of a match, but it's definitely effective. Player 2 is in burnout. Drives off the table. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Our fighters are at a standstill. What's the play here? Out of range. Relatively safe. Jumps in. Player 1 has the KO. Player 2.
Here comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are ready to lay it all on the line.
Round 1. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Checking their opponent. Checks with a projectile. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Corner switch means they can now go on the offensive. Gets out of the corner. Just goes for it to stop the opponent's flow. Throws them to negate the block. Takes a trip. The super armor does its job. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. Plenty of space between the fighters. Whoa picks up the win with the counter hit. Looked like they were baiting their opponent into making a mistake.
Round 2.
Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Just out of range for that throw. Player 2 kept their drive gauge topped off through that round and still took the win. Guess they didn't need it. Can they stop this life lead from getting bigger? There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Throwing some shade. Brushes that off and keeps going. Both fighters have a full super move. It's a good spot to use the super. Yo, are they actually dead? And it's just enough. Solid read on the bars. That's what happens when you capitalize on all of your chances. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. The jump-in is denied. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Steps in for the throw. The fighters are at a standstill. What's going on through their heads? Both sides have full drive and plenty of health. Let's see how things open up. It'll be interesting to see how both players utilize their drive gauge to dictate the terms of the match. Sees the overhead coming and blocks it. Gets the jump in. With the life gap opening up, they need to lean hard on their KO. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Misses the drive impact. Holds out with a block. Departure. Jinrai kick for a mix-up. hits him with a stopping bomb. Takes them in with the left shuka. Turning up the heat here with a level 2 super. Reglide. Player 2 drops him to closing the gap. We have a super art on deck. Expect to see way more pressure here. Beats them and goes in, fools them, and locks them in embrace. Both fighters pull overhead, but it won't work. They must have. What a finish! Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build.
Here comes a new challenger.
What are we going to see transpire between these fighters? No one knows, but this is going to be a must-see match. The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Checks with the projectile. Both fighters are pretty much unscathed. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Okay, takes them all the way to the corner. Knew they'd go for it. That's a good read. Oh, whiffs the drive impact. You do not want to whiff an impact. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. We are near the end of the round. Can either fighter pull a rabbit out of their hat here? Makes a huge statement with that finish. Player 1 sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up. How will they take advantage? Converts the opening impact into a punish counter. Jumps in. Sure you can? Player 1 has a slight life lead. There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Max SA gauges, unbelievably in sync with a chance to score big here. Quick breather. That combo did decent damage. Gotta do better than that. Big difference in life and suit KO. Well, listen, when you're locked in, you're locked in. That was a decisive win. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Absorbs the attack and fires back. Uses this opportunity to really lay into the opponent with a damaging combo. All right. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Huge opportunity here with no way to backdash out of danger. The fighters are matching each other move for move going into the midway point of the match. Down to the wire. Punishes that ill-timed attack with a drive impact. Very bad choice there. Oh, easy tech. Experiencing burnout. Player 1 is gonna have to wait for that drive gauge. Can they stick it out? Both of them are low on health and are playing very cautiously right now. Closing moments of the match in there. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Checking their reaction to the fireball. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Player 1 did a great job of leading their opponent up close that last round. Can they keep the momentum? Max SA gauges, unbelievably in sync with a chance to score big here. A quick breather. Player 1. This ends the round with a sick combo. Amazing. Well, listen, when you're locked in, you're locked in. That was a decisive win.
A new challenger.
This is a mirror match, which means it's not just about the win, but about your pride as a player too. This is a must-win fight. Starting the action off with some fireballs. Throws him down. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. trips him up. Both sides are still driving plenty of help. Let's see how things open up. Looking for a way to incorporate their drive. The fighters are matching each other move for move going into the midway point of the match. Checks them with the projectile. Oh, whiffs the throw. All right, what's coming up next? Life lead is opening up, but that could still be overcome with smart drive use. Let's see how they apply their corner pressure in this situation. Hold your breath. There's the drive impact that's going to lead to a juicy punish counter. What'll happen here? KO. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Goes with a projectile for the opening shot. Takes the chance to hurt him. Still slugging it out at this range. Pops him with a shorty. Long-range fireballs to break the silence. Looks like they want to re-establish their game plan with fireballs. Looks like they both want to stay out of the corner. Drive gauge management here is going to be vital. Both fighters will have to decide whether they want to go with an all-out offense powered by their drive or play it safe and conservative. Dashes forward, grabs and throws them away. Going in, full SA meters on deck for both sides. Ends the meter, hoping for a good return. Scared money don't make no money. Spends it all for the Shinryu Ripper. Player 1 can't use any drive moves. Gotta play it safe. Dragon Lash. This is a critical moment. Flatline zone. Player 1 survived that tense mirror match.
Comes a new challenger.
We're in for something special right here, right now.
Round 1. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. That overhead was a bit obvious. Player 2 with the life lead. Can they exploit this advantage? Ooh, will they hit, whiff, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Player 1 chases him down. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. Intercepts. Slick anti-air finish. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Uses the fireball to try and establish their pace. Player 2 had an impressive round while managing their drive game. They'll want to carry that momentum into the next round. Torbaline! Going in. Fights him with 3 gloves. Oh, they were looking for that overhead. Player 1 can't use any drive moves without burning out. Both fighters planning something? Experiencing burnout. Sees the overhead coming. Their act sets up with the jump KO. Player 2 took no time to finish that fight. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. 3 gloves. Anticipates the overhead. Okay, we're in the early stages of the round. We're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. What are they thinking here? Deftly shuts out the jumpers. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Taking stock. Their life is looking critical, and they can't rely too much on drive either. There's space to make something happen here, and neither fighter looks KO. Player 2 sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up. Goes with the projectile for their opening shot. Tracks them with the projectile. They're being absolutely relentless with this fireball pressure in the corner. Is the fireball part of their corner game? They decide to hang back and rethink their game plan. Player 2, burnout activated. The corner makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Departure set. Sneaks in above. What'll happen here? KO! Player 2 took no time to finish that fight.
Here comes a new challenger.
They're all fired up. We're almost underway.
Showtime! Round 1. Fight!
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Checks with a projectile. Lots of aggression from both sides. Opts for the throw. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Huge opportunity here with no way to backdash out of danger. Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Gets the jump in. Saw them sweating against the wall and gets in the throw. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Stops the attack by using the drive. Hits him with a stop and bomb. Grabs him. Good work staying in throw range there. Player 1 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Turns it up a notch and sends them to the corner. Smart play to stop the opponent there. Player 2 holding on to that corner advantage. From low heavy, burnout activates. Going in, crowns him from above. Are we gonna see a comeback here? KO! Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants. They timed that just right to get the perfect parry. Oh, missed the drive impact. Getting careless and missing a drive impact like that will leave you wide open. Player 1 is using their drive liberally. Managing that drive gauge is gonna get tricky. Player 2 saw that jumping coming from a mile away and parries it perfectly. The super armor does its job. Good job blocking the jumping. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Slips the grab. Very KO. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Looks like they want to establish a rhythm with their ground game and fireballs. Throws them to negate the block. Player 2 chases them down. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Big throws. The overhead breaks the rhythm and shakes things up. Still hits them with a stop and bop. Connects with medium kick. Meets them air. Knockdown and player 2 will look to apply pressure on for the critical art. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the weekend! Time to pump out! Yo, critical art now? The next closes it out! Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Jumps! Shinrai kick for connects with the throw. That throw will do some good damage. Both fighters look to set things up as they continue. Finds the target. Both players will need to keep tabs on their SA gauge. Hits them with a stop and bop. Okay, here we go. Getting up close and personal. Player throws them. How long will this offensive assault continue? A jump, sets up with the jump in. Grabs them. Both sides getting ready. Knocked them out of the air. Player 2, the reaction! Ooh, what a smart throw! Ugh, take a seat! Willing to risk it for the overdrive! They gotta find something to work with here! Are you kidding me? I've seen a lot of fights in my day, but nothing even comes close to this one.
Here comes a new challenger.
This is gonna be a 5-star match. Get ready for history to be made.
Round 1. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Checks with the projectile. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Player 2 creates a good corner opportunity. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. Anticipated that counter and blocks. Takes a trip. Grabs him. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Shoryuken? Player 2 can't use any more drive without burning out. Quick breather. Closing moments of the match. One hit's gonna do it. Their face in there. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Checking their reactions with a fireball. Who's going to start things off? Jump. Player 2 has the life lead. Can they use it? There's still a lot of fighting to be had. It's anyone's match. Jumps up. Jinrai kick for a mix-up. Smart play with the throw. Player 2 can't use any drive moves without burning. Springs forward with the drive rush. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. The winner uses their drive gauge. This can lead to some big damage. They gotta pick their spots well with the still alive. Still alive. Couldn't finish them off. Can they still take the round? What were they thinking? Player 2, what a finish! Player 1 is a force to be reckoned with. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Time to get down to business. The first round starts now. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Saves off the cross-up. The move whips and they get nailed with a punish counter. That should teach them you can't just throw out moves. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Takes the chance to hurt him. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Taking stock. Neither of them willing to back off here. Experiencing burnout. Player 2 has depleted their drive gauge, but they are still within range to win this round. Each hit is so important. In there! Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Immediate jump in. Jinrai kick for a mix-up. Jumps. Big throws. Takes advantage of the hesitation and gets some good damage in return. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here. Using the soup, experiencing burnout. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. Knockdown and raw critical. What's gonna happen? This is going to hit for a critical art. You gotta imagine that this is not only gonna wreck their life bar, but also their nerves. Player 2 shows some disrespect with that invincible special. Player 1 is a force to be reckoned.
challenger.
We're about to see a mirror match go down, where they can match each other move for move. This is the hardest kind of match. Who will come out on top? Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Checks with the projectile. No good up high. Both fighters are pretty much unscathed. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move, or you're going to eat tons of damage. What are they thinking here? That drive impact is blocked. Blocks the impact, but they're still pushed back. Can't tech the throw. Takes a trip. Their life is looking critical, and they can't rely too much on drive either. Life lead opens up. All right, what's coming up next? Box him with a target call. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. They decide to hang back and rethink their game plan. So, what's next? Next hit will end the round. Whiffs with that huge attack. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient and smart play in there. Player 2 with a big first round pickup. Can they close it out? Checking their reactions with a fireball? How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Checks them with a projectile. Player 2 kept their drive gauge topped off through that round and still took the win. Guess they didn't need it. Breaks the block with a throw. Both fighters planning something? Goes with the safe stuff with that target. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Doing the business. Player 1 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. Uses the fireball to try and get a reaction. Sets up with the jump in. Excellent hit. Pumps the brakes on the impact. And they come home. What a sick counter. It's like they knew exactly what was going to happen. Last round, people. Both fighters got to go all in from this one. Who's going to steal this? Low, heavy, but no good. Chin-right kick for a mix-up. We're just getting started here. Who will take control? Connects with the throw. Going in a super right. The super doesn't hit. What are they gonna do? Jumps. Ooh, what a smart throw. Takes advantage of the hesitation and gets some good damage in return. Nice fireball. Knocked him out of the air. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Excellent block. Dangerous range here. A jump. Any throw will win. Oh, snipe. Cuts that off. Player 1 is in a very good spot. Tries to act quickly, but with the attack. There's a burnout. They are done. Player 2 comes away with the win. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. All the throw connects. Jumps in. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Escapes the corner to reset the situation. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move where you're going to eat tons of damage. Goes for the throw. Taking stock. Nails the anti-air. Combo with the target combo. Takes a trip. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Brushes that off and keeps going. Goes with the safe stuff. They were right to be on guard there. Each hit is so important here. Gotta be careful. KO! Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Jumps up, barely brushes that off and keeps going. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. Big opportunity coming. It's a good spot to use the super. Oh, no question whether this super art is going to kill it. There it is. They knew it'd be enough. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Checking their reactions with a fireball. Time for both fighters to lay it all on the line. Both players look for perfect execution with the anti-air. They just said, get that jumping out of here. Tries to make something happen with an overdrive arc. Goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this range. Not looking good. The corner's a bad place to be. Dangerous range here. Crowns him from above. Low heavy, but no go. Ooh, what a smart throw. What's next? Wow, reads the counterattack. Are we gonna see a comeback here? This is so tense. Both avoiding the wall like a plane. Dragon Lash Flame hooks them up good. What now? Tools at the bait at this range. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Ugh, take a seat. Are you kidding me? Player 2 comes away with